What's going on, gentlemen? Philip Douthett, the men's marriage mentor, coming at you guys live today. Today we're going to be doing a very special interview, a little bit of a treat here for you guys. Today we're going to be talking with Mr. Kevin Kennedy himself. How you doing, brother?
Doing very well. How about you, Phil?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to touch base with you real quick, as Kevin wanted, he reached out to me. He wanted to, do something nice for me. He wanted to talk about the program, talk about the success that he's had with the program so far. But just so you guys know, Kevin has been married for a whopping 22 years, brother. Way to go. Way to go. Congratulations on that. We have the same anniversary, so I guess the stars were aligned. We came together, and it was a good thing. Good thing. Same anniversary. You've been married a couple more years than me, but same anniversary nonetheless. And Kevin, you joined Men's Marriage Mastery about a year and a half ago now. Is that right? A little over a year?
Roughly. It was a little after my separation, after I started looking for help. So I think I found you early 2021.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, we're going to talk about that here a little bit more in detail. And your primary focus, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kevin, your primary focus was to keep your family together for the sake of the kids, or what? Fill me in there.
It was a little, mainly, I come from a very background of a divorced family. And I just always growing up did not want that for myself. So this one started falling apart, and I'd do everything I could to keep it together.
Okay.
So yeah, my kids, I didn't want my kids going through the same stuff I did. So that's been my primary focus.
Okay. So you drew a line in the sand and said, no more, it's not going to happen again. And
absolutely.
And so it ends with you. I got you. Okay. Well, tell us a little bit more about the situation that you've gone through. You said you were separated for over a year. What developed from there? Where are you now? And tell us some more.
Oh man, when she left November of 2020, and honestly, it's like most guys say you don't see it coming. All the signs, looking back, all the signs were there. I just didn't know how to react to them. I didn't know how to acknowledge those signs.
So
she left.
Did she move out, or did you move out?
She moved out.
Okay.
Just based on finances, she just chose it was best for her to move.
Okay.
The day she left, I fell to the ground. I was a mess. I was a puddle for at least 48 hours. Time had gone by. I started getting my stuff together, keep myself busy. Neighbors stepped up, inviting me over for dinner, anything they could do to keep me busy. I was cleaning the house from corner to corner. Mm-hmm. Started getting on the internet, researching, what did I do wrong? The poor me. And the video I found that brought me to you was a Facebook video. It's going through Facebook, and of course it catches on everything you look at.
Yep.
And up popped Phil. And the video was you walking on the beach. Yep. And what stuck with me in that video was the term you used, the waves pounded against the sand, and it slowly erodes. Yep. And it hit me. It was like, that's what's happened in my 22-year marriage. It's just wave after wave of neglect or just not understanding communication. And it just broke down, and now, after the program, a lot of self-reflection, me and my wife are now back together. I'm actually selling our family home. We will be able to pay off all of our debt and start completely over. We're going to purchase the house that she is in now, and it's just going to be a fresh start for everyone.
Okay. Awesome. So, since we both have the same anniversary, obviously that was about 3 weeks ago at this point. Mm-hmm. So what did you guys do to celebrate 22 years? Well,
I'll go back to the first anniversary we were separated. I asked her, hey, it's our anniversary. She didn't want to hear it. It's 8 months after we had separated. And we ended up going bowling that day. Nothing special. She gave me, she wanted rubber chicken out of a claw machine. That's what she gave me for our first separated anniversary. It was a rubber chicken. This anniversary went a lot different. Our first trip together as a couple out of state was to Gatlinburg. That's where I took her when a few months after we had met. We ended up going back in June of 2000 and getting married in Gatlinburg. So this year I decided I was going to take my youngest son to Gatlinburg. He wanted to go down there. And she had asked what we were doing for vacation, and I said, I'm going to Gatlinburg. Mm-hmm. She got a little standoffish. Of course that's where you would go. I said, well, you're welcome to go. if you want to go, you're welcome to tag along. And she eventually agreed. We left on a Monday, come back on a Friday, and by the time we were back, we were pretty much back together. The trip did a lot of good. It brought back a lot of memories. 24 years ago was when I first took her. We had taken a picture up into the Smoky Mountains. We pulled off to the side there and snapped a couple photo. And my plan on the way up was to kind of, hey, you want to retake the picture from 24 years ago, but now include our youngest boy.
Yep.
She beat me to that punch. On her way up through there, she was like, hey, why don't we stop and take a family photo together? And from that moment forward, it kind of changed everything.
It changed the whole feel of the trip?
Oh, yeah. Changed the whole feel. It changed the, we started connecting again. We always spent time together throughout this. We talked every night. There was no more I love yous or, it was kind of, well, let's see what happens. We don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So, but it all worked out. The time we got back, we sat down and had a 4 or 5 hour conversation of, if we're going to do this, it's 100% all in until death do us part.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we're at now.
Yep. Awesome. So explain a little bit for those guys who are watching this. What impact did the separation that you two had have on the children? And how many children do you have, and how old are they, and how were they impacted by the separation? And what are they going through now that you guys are back together?
I have 2 children, both boys. I have a 24-year-old boy. He's from my first marriage. It lasted only a year. Okay. This marriage, she practically raised him. She's been there all along. He considers her his mother.
Okay.
The second, my youngest boy, is a 10-year-old. The 10-year-old, the 24-year-old's married. I got 2 granddaughters. He looked at it as, here we go again. My dad's getting divorced. It hurt him. He had just got back from the military and built a house 2 miles from where I'm at. That was his main reason for building the house there, was to be close to us, to bring the grandkids over to swim and spend time as a family. And then we separated, and that kind of, why did I build a house here? Now, you may move. I'm not from where I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I may not move. I may not stay here. All my family is 2 hours away. So he was afraid I was going to pick up and move, which I didn't. My youngest son, a lot of questions. Back and forth from moms to dads, basically trying to please one parent over the other, play us against each other. And he's a 10-year-old. He's manipulative. He's going to try to play the system. Yeah. So now that we're back together, I can see a little bit more pep in my youngest boy's step. My youngest son, or my oldest son, he's actually very thrilled. I had a discussion with him yesterday about it. He's happy for me. It's just having everybody together. We've already talked about the 4th of July coming up, having everybody over as a family and fireworks. So everything's kind of back to normal. There's no more of that, should I go here? Should I go there? Who do I go visit? Like I grew up with when I was young.
Yeah. So when do you guys sell the family house? Is it listed for sale now?
It will be listed Tuesday, July 5th.
Okay. So it's coming up. All right. So you've got all staged and photos taken, looking pretty, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Realtor come over last Friday and did all that. So
I got you. So what's the importance of moving into the house in which she's in, or she bought? Did she buy or rent it when you guys got separated?
She's renting it. She was renting it from her parents. It was always a house that we had talked about buying. We ended up buying this one that we're currently in. Now that we're back together, her parents are happy about it. I got a very good relationship with her parents. They're practically, my parents.
Right.
Now that we're working things out, they've agreed to sell it to us. The benefits of that is her parents are getting up in age. It's 3 houses down from them. We're picking up, instead of a half acre, we're picking up 3 acres.
Nice.
A lot more room.
Yeah.
We're going to come out of this debt free, except for the mortgage. We're paying off all of our debt. So
very nice.
There's a lot of perks. A lot of the stress in our marriage was finance. That's what led to a lot of our issues. So that's why I thought it was best just to go ahead and sell the place we're in and just start fresh all over again.
So
the old marriage is dead. It's, we're off to a fresh start.
Good. So tell me a little bit more for the reason for the strife in the relationship related to finances. Like, how did a lot of men go through this? They have a lot of financial issues, and it really puts a lot of stress on the relationship. So tell us where the issue was previously in your relationship to where it is now.
Previous issues were I was brought up to, my grandfather, my dad. I was working at age 8, mowing yards. It was always work, work, work. You're the man, you provide. And that led to me having that very strong mindset of, I got to work. I don't care what's going on. I have to go to work.
Yeah.
I'd work, 12, 15 hours a day, not thinking about how she felt, not thinking about her needs, maybe she wanted to sit on the couch and watch a movie that night, but I decided it was best to stay overwork 2 hours. A lot of neglect in that category, which led to a lot of miscommunication, me being tired and cranky when I come home, snapping.
Yep.
That led to a lot of problems. In the beginning, she handled all the bills. I mean, she did. She'd call me, hey, there's 15 charges on the debit card. Would you please quit doing that? Just use cash. And the next day, I'm out doing the same thing. I'd stop by me a Coke or a candy bar, and each time I'm swiping it, not thinking about how much work that is for her to keep up and balance the checkbook.
Right.
16 years in, she come in there and threw the balance, the check register at me and said, it's on you. And I did it for the last 4 years. And then that kind of hit me. Wow. Okay. I know what she's saying. But yeah, it led to a lot of arguments, a lot of, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and stress that did not need to be there. Stupid financial decisions, just wanting something we didn't need.
Yep. And
doing whatever we had to do to get it. Now, I've done, we've both done a lot of changing, a lot of, in the year and a half we've been off, we both have attacked our own finances.
Yep.
And we're both very well off, and that's less stress out of the marriage going forward.
Very well said. One of the quotes that my own father had told me before he passed last year, something that he told me many years ago, he said, where a lot of people go wrong with finances, and it does impact the relationship, the marriage, of course, is that they spend money they don't have on things they don't need to impress people they don't like.
There you go.
And another quote that's very similar to that is the fact that is a quote that says, you can spend a lot of money to look rich. You know what I mean? And so basically what I'm saying there is that if you don't have control over your finances and you don't communicate well, and communication, as you learn inside the program, is simply just the exchange of information, right? But it's the connection that really adds value to it. But we won't go too deep into that one. But
yeah, let's not
different subject, right? But my point is the fact that if you two are not on the same page, so to speak, on every facet of life, especially your finances, well, it's going to cause some strife, and then it's going to cause what? Bitterness, resentment, anger,
right?
Especially from her towards you. But you went through what a lot of men go through, where you finally it just clicks. Especially when she comes in, she throws the checkbook at you, and then you're forced to deal with it. Look through it and balance the account, so to speak, right? When you are forced to take ownership, and I talk about, extreme ownership inside of the program, right? When you're forced to take ownership, what did that do to you? And how did it impact the marriage?
It woke me up. It made me realize I didn't know as much as I thought I did. It made me grow up a little bit. This is the first time I'm really on my own besides my previous military experience. So
thank you for your
24
service,
years.
by the way.
Thank you. You're welcome. 24 years of being with someone, you're used to them doing it. You're used to it just comes as I guess you take them for granted.
Yeah.
Yep. It just really awoken me of how much she actually did that I just took for granted. That's really all I can say is what it did to me. It just.
So tell us now, in your relationship now, what's the biggest change? What's the biggest thing that is so different compared to a year or two ago?
Communication.
Elaborate.
As far as decisions on purchases, decisions on me working late, decisions on pretty much what we're going to eat at night, is all talk. Everything's talked about now. Of course, there's no winning the what's for dinner tonight conversation. There's no winning that one.
No. Yes,
but yeah, it's a lot of communication. It's a lot of understanding.
Okay.
Before I would, my wife she's got a lot of anxiety. The smallest thing will send her into a spiral. I had to learn to adapt to that because I felt when she'd go into those spells, I felt attacked. And I had to learn from your program kind of how to handle that, not get upset, not walk away, which made her feel like I didn't care how she felt.
Yeah.
I had to stand there and listen to what she's saying is the main thing. And that's what I had to teach myself. Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a difference between listening and hearing. Hearing is a natural reaction. Listening is a learned skill.
Exactly.
So if you can really learn to listen to the needs, the desires of your wife, well, that doesn't mean you have to agree. That doesn't mean that you have to submit. But if you guys listen to one another, and you, as the husband, you know this, you led by example, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
You led by example, and you can see the changes. You can feel the difference in the way that you interact now. So correct me if I'm wrong. By you leading the charge here, Kevin, did she feel as though she should shift her way of thinking or her way of interacting with you because you led the charge?
I believe so.
In what
even
ways?
Though I'm moving in, I think she's always kind of followed me in my lead of as far as what decisions to make financially. So I think
so
now
we
we
sit
down.
Submissive in that, right?
Yeah, it was kind of she'd throw her opinion out there,
Right.
but she always ended up going with what I wanted. And during the separation, we talked about that, and I come like, no, that's not how this works. And then of course during the separation, she threw it back in my face of, you've always got to make the decisions. You made a decision on the house. You made a decision on the finances. You made a decision on what to name our son. I didn't have, everything got thrown in my face. And then after going through the program, I was listening to her. Looking back, I heard her, but I wasn't listening to her.
Right.
Did she really want to purchase the house that we bought? No. 16 years later after buying it, here we are selling it, and I'm finding out she didn't really want this house. Because I wasn't listening. I was hearing her, but I wasn't listening to her.
Right. Well, better late than never, right?
Exactly.
Well, it sounds like you and her. What's your wife's name, by the way?
Melinda.
Sounds like you and Melinda are really doing well now. So congratulations on 22 years, my friend. That is a hell of a great achievement. And here's to another 122, right?
Yeah, hopefully I don't live that long.
I know, me neither. I don't know if I want to, is where the world is going. I don't know if I want to live that long either. So I want to wrap up here, but before we go, I wanted to ask you the question of what if somebody was looking at the program, they really wanted to join, what is the one piece of advice that you would say to them? And the typical guy is going to say, oh, you should join no matter what, figure it out. Like, I want you to go one step deeper there, Kevin. Like, what is something that you would really recommend anybody who wants to work with me, wants to work with one of my programs? What is something that they should do? How should they approach this?
The program definitely helped. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell your program to these guys. It's you have to want to do it.
Yes.
It's about it. There's a lot of integrity in this program,
yes.
And that's what held me together. It's on you, man. It's on you to do the work. You're going to lead. You're going to give us the tools and necessities we need to get there. But it's on you as an individual to do the work, to put in the effort. And it's not all there. There's, the program's there to guide you, but you have to find it within yourself to know where, like you talk about, there's a time to act. And those times, you'll know. It'll just click with you after you take the program. Do not rush through the program. I was in it for a year and a half. You have to, I went back, so I printed all the classes out on paper. I go back to those. I still go back to them today at times just to refresh my memory.
Look at your notes.
But
too.
Look at my notes. There's lots of notes in this program.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a lot of it. You got to take the integrity. You have to have the integrity to stick with this.
The
Stop
discipline
the fight.
too.
Yeah, there's a lot of discipline. You're going to do things that you don't feel like you should be doing, that you think are wrong.
Yes.
I went over and helped her with landscaping. Put gas in her car, gave her extra money, helped her hang curtains at her new house. And I'm sitting there thinking, why in the hell? Why am I doing this for a woman who doesn't want to be with me? But what I was doing is leading by example, setting that bar, letting her know, yeah, the fighting had stopped, the pointing the fingers had stopped, and I was just doing what I felt was the right thing to do. And the program got me to that point. It got me in that mindset of it's balls to the wall. It's crunch time. It's either me or she's going to have another man. I'm going to drive by and there's going to be that truck in the driveway. I can't remember the name of the country song, but, yeah, and I just didn't want that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. That's a good country song. I know which one you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just take your time with the program. I talked to a gentleman. I'm not going to throw his name out there. He's in the program. I actually talked to him via Facebook Messenger. I think he was in week 4 and kind of concerned about what his situation compared to where mine was. Even though you're in week 4, doesn't mean your situation's in week 4.
Yes.
Let it play out. Let your situation play out. Do not push it. Do not pressure her. She will come to you if you follow the process and the time is right.
Very true. Very well said. It comes down to you having the discipline, not just you, Kevin, but everybody and all the guys watching this. It comes down to you as the husband. Do you have the discipline? Do you have the true desire, heart, and soul to push through these challenges? Because, like you said, there's going to be things that you don't want to do. There's going to be times and situations where it doesn't feel like it's the right thing. It almost seems counterproductive, so to speak, in some situations, right? But that's the beauty of the human psychology when you actually put the tools that I give you inside the program to work, and you can see the results from your actions.
Absolutely.
And obviously you experienced that firsthand. So again, my hat's off to you, brother. Congratulations on your success so far. Do you have anything else that you want to mention or say or anything like that, Kevin?
The only thing is, guys, everybody's situation is different. And just because if your marriage ends, if she signs those papers, I remember Phil telling me in a video, why did you give her divorce papers? It was a big gamble. It was a very big gamble. But I knew my wife well enough to know I'm calling her bluff. But you're doing this program for you, not for your wife. You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
Just because if your marriage ends, she signs those papers, doesn't mean it's over. The marriage may be over, doesn't mean the relationship and you continuing to fix it is over. And that's I think, a lot of things I hear from other guys of, she's going to sign the papers and it's over. It's not over, guys. It's not over.
Very true.
Even though I may have saved my marriage, I stopped her from signing those papers. That old marriage is dead. I said that earlier in the interview here. The old marriage is dead. We are off to a fresh start. I'm gonna purchase her a new ring, and we're gonna renew our vows on eventually. So
really,
that's what she had. She hinted around about it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll get you a new ring, and it's just a fresh start. And that's how I'm looking at it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your new success and the future purchase of a ring. That is a beautiful thing. Do you have any ideas as to where or what you're going to do for a vow renewal?
I think we were going to. She's mentioned going back to Gatlinburg, renewing her vows.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what it is about Gatlinburg, but yeah, she likes it there, and It's peaceful.
The city of love, huh? Yeah, Gatlinburg.
I guess so. I guess so.
At least for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, Kevin, for being here today. Congratulations on your success between you and Melinda. That is beautiful. And I congratulate you on not allowing your past and the example that you had from your parents, coming from a broken home yourself, be the example that you set for your boys.
Right. Patterns follow. Your kid will, they say if you're coming from a divorced family, your kids will probably get divorced as well. So
it's about a 75% chance statistically that if you come from a broken family, then you will also get divorced yourself. And right. You're the statistical anomaly. So thank you for your hard work, your dedication, your discipline. We need more men like you to lead by example. And I mean
Appreciate it, Phil. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin, for being here, brother. I just covered a lot of great information that will help you to renew both yourself and your marriage. And I hope that you put everything that you just learned into practice, because that's the only way that you're going to get results. But there is so much more that you can do, and I'm going to cover all of that in my free training that walks you through how to renew your marriage, even if your wife has told you that there's nothing that you can do to change her mind. So if you'd like to learn the specific strategies and methods that thousands of my clients have used and continue to use to renew their failing marriages and create a meaningful legacy, then click the link below, watch that free training, and then feel free to submit an application after that. Also, be sure to click the link to access my private Facebook group, where you can get support and connect and even learn from a community of men who are also struggling to keep their failing marriages together. And when you join, I'll even send you a free copy of my latest ebook. And if you like what you heard today and you want more content like this from me, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to comment below with any questions or tell me whatever it is that you found to be the most helpful. And like I mentioned before, click the link below for that free training that I mentioned earlier. I'm Philip Douthett, the Men's Marriage Mentor, and I'll see you on the next video.